Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day on the south side of GA. It is 6:10 in the morning. It is Monday morning. It's Money Making Monday. Today was a whole lot harder to get up because there are a couple of things going on in my personal life. And I guess with my podcast, I'm going to be as transparent as possible. Some people may be going through the same thing that I'm going through. Maybe not. Or they may be able to, I guess, relate just a little bit. So, my daughter's dad is currently incarcerated. And I love him with all my heart. I do. And we can't seem to have common ground for regular communication. I feel like communication is a key factor to a good relationship, or at least the foundation. Whether you're poly or monogamous or single, communication, trust, and loyalty, I feel like are good implements for a great foundation. And me and his relationship started in an interesting manner. Basically, we met in a homeless shelter. My biological mother could not handle not seeing her husband because there is a restraining order between me and her husband. And she couldn't do it no more and just see him on the weekends while I was living with her, because I got put out of my adoptive mom's house because I was being an unruly child, teenager, whatever. My mother told me that I either need to go to the military or she has another plan for me. And mentally, I don't feel like I'm strong enough for the military. Yeah, I still feel that way. But now that I'm older, if I still had that option to do it for my kids to make their lives better, I would definitely do it financially. I know it's better for my children, but back then I was only thinking about myself because I didn't have no one else to be responsible for but myself. So she pretended like we was going for a nice fun weekend at my aunt's house down in Noonan. She had packed up all my stuff, my sister and brother stuff too. Come to find out, she packed all my stuff and dropped me off at a homeless shelter. It was the best and the worst day of my life. Couple of reasons why it was the best day of my life. I did not have to get put out every weekend. I had to get put out every day to go job searching and to go to school because I was still in school. But it was the worst day of my life because I would have never thought that someone that loves me unconditionally have displayed it and told me multiple occasions that they love me would drop me off in a place where I knew nobody, in a place that had a curfew, in a place where people lived and considered themselves homeless. Another one of the reasons why it was the best day of my life, because I learned so much and I met my daughter's dad. He was not like the average guy that I've met on the norm. He's very intellectual. I remember everything he was wearing that day. He was wearing some Puma glasses. He had a flicked afro, a sharp-ass mouth, red shirt, Levi jeans, Converses that were red. The fact that I still remember that vaguely, I know it's very simple. But I was attracted to him. And I don't really know his side of the story, but I remember that I felt something that I had not felt in a long time. I felt this feeling before, but I didn't know what it was, so of course I had to explore it. Years later, it led to a child, and I felt like he was my family. Growing up, I never wanted to be a baby mama. Never. It was not like life goes, be a baby mama. It never was like that for me. So, I wanted to make it work. I ended up, the shelter that I was at, Covenant House of Georgia, the staff realized that I was pregnant before I realized I was pregnant. So they told me one day, you cannot come back here until you get tested. So I got tested, and I found out I was pregnant, and I was hella shocked because I was like, what the hell am I going to do with a child? I barely can take care of myself. And then I went back and I told them that I was pregnant. I messed up a big opportunity in my life. I was one of the major candidates considered for Year Up, which is a great program for anyone that is 24 and down. I messed up my chances with that program because I was pregnant. I ended up having to go to another homeless shelter, but this homeless shelter was a little different. It was more dedicated and geared towards pregnant mothers, and it was way up North Georgia. I ended up getting put out of there and came back home to my adoptive mom's house. But beyond the point, us having a kid together helped us grow up. Or that's what I felt like, It forced me to realize that I was the sole provider for my child. And that if anybody had to do it, it had to be me. Like, I couldn't rely on nobody else. I couldn't pass the responsibility to anybody else. It wasn't a puff pass. Here's the child. Now we're here. It's been almost like 10 years that we've known each other. And lately, communication is something that we can't do. A lot of my life, I've been told that if you're mad and if you're angry, write. I have plenty of journals that I can't even get back. And it says a lot of different things because I was taught to just do that. As I got older, I guess you can say I found my voice. And my voice has no filter, especially when I'm mad. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. I say a lot of things that I don't mean to him. But for him, it means a lot. I think me realizing a lot of different things that I've done wrong has majorly affected me. And I've tried to cope so many times. Like, maybe if I just go back to writing, or maybe if I just go back to singing. Maybe if I go back to just painting, that might make me feel better. But my life is so consumed, I don't even have time to do that. Barely have time to close my eyes and sleep properly. I don't know. I don't record this just to be like, in my feelings. But I recorded this to let y'all know that when you're mad at your significant other, please don't make the mistake that I did. It's okay to express your feelings, but don't say the fuck yous and I hate you and I wish I never loved you. Even if you don't mean it, you just saying it because you're mad. It's not the right thing to do. And I'm learning that the long and hard way. At this moment, I just personally feel like I don't want to deal with nobody on a romantic level, because when you're hurt, you know? You wish it wasn't like this. But a lot of things you have to look at yourself and be like, you know what? It's called accountability. Today is day one, and today is the day that I might be in a lot of silence, thinking and writing and figuring out my next plan. Because even though we're not together or we're not in a relationship, that's still my family. So I recorded this to kind of this episode was just kind of let you know what's important in life, period. Family are the people that you have kids with and that you raise kids with and that you marry. That's your family. Nothing else. In other news, this past weekend, of course, I definitely said fuck Kemp in the last episode. That is our governor of Georgia, Governor Kemp. He officially opened up certain parts of Atlanta, which would include the movie theaters, the gym, tattoo shops, barbershops, and beauty shops, because he felt like those were new essential businesses while he tried to shut down non-emergency transportation. The ones who are still taking and transporting those in need who have COVID-19 or who are COVID-19 positive, right? Governor Kemp has made a very flawed decision. Oh, and some restaurants. Governor Kemp has made some very, very flawed decisions, but I haven't heard any major spike in the Georgia realm for COVID-19. But, of course, I have not looked at the news either yet. So, there's a lot going on that I definitely got to pay attention to. Of course, I'm going to make sure that I give an update, of course, by tomorrow on if the numbers went up or down. I was very, very tempted. I am one in the community of tattoos. I love it. Love tattoos. And I wanted to go get a piercing and get a tattoo so freaking bad. Unfortunately, everybody has convinced me not to do it. But I did, of course, go to get me some good old seafood because I can't help myself. So shout out to ATL Crab, Mr. ATL Crab. He has the best butter sauce that I've ever tasted in a very long time. I'm talking about, I had me a lot. He was the first person that had cooked my first lobster tail. I never had lobster tail. I loved it, along with the butter sauce. Extra $10, but it damn sure was worth it. I did do a couple of segments of mudbanging. That was the first for me. Very interesting though. So make sure y'all go check him out. He's on 1000 Northside Drive. Please, 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 please go check him out. Along with a nice, young, talented person as well, Slutty Vegans. My favorite two, black-owned spots. I do so much boasting and bragging about Slutty Vegans and Mr. ATL Crab. I love them so much. So you guys keep up the good work. Keep going the good food. I'm definitely still going to come by and talk my shit and have a good time. But, of course, what's more important is the health of the community. I did hear that 2 Chainz and this young lady named Snoop from Atlanta, Georgia. I've kind of sort of been watching Snoop for a while on the back end, and she makes really, really good investment. I call her the investment guru for the black girl. But her and 2 Chainz, they have a couple of restaurants, and what was told was they're trying to bring at least 60 people back to the few restaurants that they do have together. And of course, safety is concerned. They were opening the insides back again because, I mean, think about this. For the past couple of weeks, the restaurant business have been hit tremendously. So, before anyone starts their shift, they must take their temperature before anyone decides to touch anything. Gloves are a thing. Gloves and a mask, of course, and a hairnet if you're in the back. But he definitely said that he wanted to bring some people back on because, I mean, a lot of people lost their jobs. Servers, bartenders, strippers, barbers, anybody that was initially shut down, they lost a lot of money. So a little $1,200, maybe $2,200, give or take, didn't really count for too much. And let's not talk about the people who claimed other people's kids. That's a whole nother subject that I don't even want to get into. But anyway, I just want to say congratulations to Atlanta, Georgia, for trying to keep it safe. I do know there was a protest of a lot of people staying inside the home. I tried as much this weekend to just stay at home. I wanted to get my nails done so bad because I look like a little boy by the hands. But I'm real skeptical. I'm going to wait about 2 weeks before I decide to ease me and my children out and decide to take them back on dates and stuff that I want to do. And to other news, definitely for a fact. The first part of this episode, you heard me get a little emotional. But another thing that keeps me out of my emotions is me getting to this money somehow, some way, right? So a lot of people have been saying, including myself, that it's very, very hard to, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm moving around. It's very hard to save money. It's very hard to put stuff away, right? And it definitely is true. I'm not going to sit here and cap like it ain't hard. As a single mother, a lot of your money and a lot of your coins go to what we call your kids. Gas, insurance, car note, if you have it, So, here's the plan. And we're going to save up $3,000 together. Now, a lot of people get paid weekly. So, some people don't get paid weekly. And I'm going to do my shit old school and stuff it in my mattress type shit. Put it away. Put it in the safe. Something. I'm going to give you the numbers for the first 4 weeks. and we're going to see where it goes, okay? So, because I get paid bi-weekly, I have to put a bigger lump sum than everybody else. Week 1, you're going to put $40 away. Week 2, you're going to put $70 away. But for those who are bi-weekly like me, I have to put $110 away the second week, right? The third week, you need to put $90 away. The fourth week, you put $200 away. We're going to get to $3,000 in 6 months. If you with me, take this challenge with me. I'm already putting my $110 to the side, and I'm ready for the next 2 weeks to come on through because I already know how it's going to be. This $3,000 not only could be a financial boost, but it also can be helpful. Managing money is a big thing now. A lot of people have ran through their stimulus check. Unlike me, I have not. There are many different options if you want to buy your kids anything. Nintendo Switch, a PlayStation, anything. There are different apps that you can go through. And one of the apps are called Klarna, Klarna, where you can basically go onto their app, and whatever it is that you buy, I think $300, $400 is like the limit, and you just make small payments over time. I don't see that as a bad thing. They have a contract with any store that you can think of: Nike, Foot Locker, Lady Foot Locker, Kids Foot Locker, Shoe Carnival, Walmart, Amazon, Apple. They have it with everybody. You cannot lose. My plan is, of course, I want to get my children 5 pair of new shoes apiece. When school does start back up, I want them to be properly prepared. So guess what? I can get 5 pair of shoes, and guess what? Pay $36.47 every 2 weeks and pay that off. Then go back and get my other kids some shoes and get myself some shoes and all types of things. We're on a money-making mission because guess what? At the end of the day, my initial goal is I want to purchase a piece of property, and I want to be able to make some money off that property. I want to be able to rent it out. I'm praying and hoping my initial goal is to own an apartment complex, but baby steps, baby dreams. A goal is just a dream with a deadline. So we're going to get these deadlines up and out of the way. 6 months, $3,000. If you with me, let's do this. Let's get to this money, because what's important is for you to have financial freedom at the end of the day. Y'all ready? Set. Do your thing.